People are making an absolute killing with NFTs. Major NFT projects like Bored Ape Yacht Club just raised $320 million with their new NFT drop for their virtual metaverse land. And even smaller projects are launching on a weekly basis that are raking in millions of dollars. Like this project that just launched that made $2 million in a single day. And the crazy thing is, this is a project that can be created by a solo developer. And that means there's a ton of upside if you have the right skills to create one of these NFT projects. And so in this video, I'm going to look at this project, reverse engineer how it works, and lots of other projects like this. Talk about how they work, step by step, what the playbook on this is, what the skills are, and how to learn them. So if you're new around here, hey, I'm Gregory, and on this channel, I turn you into a blockchain master. So if that's what you're interested in, then smash that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe to this channel. So there's a ton of opportunity in the NFT space right now. I mean, we're seeing stories of even kids launching on their own projects and raking in tons of money, like the boy who made $400,000 in a single summer coding NFTs, all right, or the 12-year-old girl who made $4 million. And like the project I talked about a minute ago, that made $2 million in a day, okay? And I'm actually watching all this happen on the blockchain in real time. I'm seeing new projects launch on a daily basis, and I've gotten inside of the head of all these projects to see what makes them work and reverse engineered the playbook on this to see why they're successful. And so I'm going to analyze several of these projects in this video and talk about that and talk about how to launch one of these. But because this trend is continuing to pop off, and so many people keep asking me like, hey, how do I launch my own NFT project step by step? Like, what are the secrets? I'm going to hold an NFT Masterclass on Thursday, May 26th. Inside, I'm going to show you everything that you need in order to launch your own NFT collection step by step, how to create the artwork, how to create the smart contracts, the website, how to market it, and a whole lot more. So make sure you sign up with the link down below to hold your spot today. All right, so let's jump into this and reverse engineer some of these projects that are making, millions of dollars on a weekly basis. That's the crazy thing about these NFT drops, is that a lot of these can be coded by a single developer. So let's analyze some of them and talk about how I find them in the first place. Because again, I'm watching this stuff on chain. That's the crazy thing about this, is the blockchain doesn't lie. You can see when projects launch. You can see exactly how much money they make. And so here's an example right here. Okay, so I'm using this with BlockSite. You can check this out down in the description below. So I literally just watch new projects that are created on the network and can see how much money's flowing into them. I find new NFT projects all the time, way before they hit social media with this. And you can see here that the Lunatics made $2.1 million in 7 days. But if you actually go analyze the flow, it all happened in a 1-day time period, okay? So you can verify on Etherscan here. So what makes this project work, okay? So, let's just recap how NFT Drop works in the first place. You have a website where you can go learn about the NFT project. They advertise the date that it's going to drop. They get a bunch of people, kind of hyped up about this, and they have a big countdown timer. And then you bring your wallet to the site and you connect it and you mint them at the minting event. And then a lot of times these go, onto secondary NFT marketplaces like OpenSea, and people can flip them for a profit. They can hold and do all that type of stuff. Okay. So that's basically how the project works. We're talking about more of that in the details in a minute, but what actually makes this one successful? What separates it from other projects? Well, let's talk about that by analyzing similar projects, okay? So we can see that here. We can also see, other projects that have been trending on chain that have similar results. So like this one, for example, $2.7 million in a single day. All right, that's the Shamans NFT. Okay, here's the website. That looks kind of similar. You can start to see some themes recurring through here about what the artwork looks like. Okay, the format of the website, and also sort of the secret sauce that makes people actually want to, connect their wallet and click that mint button. Okay. And so we'll look at one more and we'll kind of compare these. We'll see another one here that has even $500,000 in a single day. All right. So that's the Forever Bots. All right. So pulling this up on screen here. Very similar format. So let's break this down, because a lot of people get confused about why people buy NFTs in the first place. There's going to be a lot of people that are just speculating short term, trying to, mint and then flip for a profit. But there will still be a core set of long-term holders. But either way, no matter who you're appealing to, your NFT has to have a few critical things. So some people think, hey, the NFT is just a picture, it's on the blockchain. But part of the things to successfully selling NFT is not, you don't sell a picture, right? You sell something much more than that. You sell a story behind the picture, you sell pleasing artwork, but then you ultimately also sell a community behind it and future potential. And so that's some of the commonality between these successful projects is that, yeah, they've got cool artwork if you look at the NFT itself, but it's more than just the picture. You've got a story behind the NFTs, what the pictures are, what they do. You've got a community built around them, and you've also got a roadmap of future potential. It's just like anything else that you sell. Like, you're not selling the thing itself. You're selling some other benefit beyond it. Think about like fashion as a good analogy. And so those are some of the intangibles behind what's making a lot of these NFT projects successful, that are actually getting people to pull out their wallet and mint these JPEGs so that people are able to actually make, $1 million in a single drop. All right, so let's get the actual nuts and bolts of what you need if you want to create one of these successful projects. So, we started with the idea phase about what are good NFT ideas versus ones that don't work, okay? But let's talk about actually just the implementation. So, first, let's start with the artwork. Once you've got the idea, like that you've kind of reverse engineer these other projects, you've got something with a community, with a story behind it, with future potential. Let's talk about how to create it. So the first thing you need is the actual artwork itself. All right. And so while most of these projects are created, you can do it as one developer, there's an obvious place where a lot of people would want to partner with somebody else to create the artwork themselves. There's very few people out there going to be great developers and great artists. So this is an easy thing to do because you can find talented artists online who you can just either partner with directly to launch your NFT project or just hire them outright. Okay. So, you could just get on a website like Upwork.com. There's lots of artists who, have done this. You can just literally search for NFT artists. That's exactly what I did and just pulled up one result. There's lots of results. You can see, different NFT collections that they have already done. So you can prove them out by their portfolio that way. Or, you might be able to find artists, like I was saying a second ago, who just split the profits with you. And you can even code that into the smart contract where, whenever funds get taken out of the mint website, they equally get split between the person who deployed it and the person who is the artist. There's lots of potential for collaboration there. Now, once you've got the artwork, what do you do with it? Okay. Because, you need lots of other stuff. You need this minting website. You need, some smart contracts, because that's ultimately what, connects your NFT. That's what lets people hold it and be digitally scarce in the blockchain. But let's talk about, where does the artwork go? So the most common place is for people to put the artwork on an IPFS. So IPFS is a distributed file system. Okay, it works kind of like a blockchain. It's not really a blockchain. But basically, you put all your artwork on IPFS, and then you get a link to all that art, and you put that artwork and metadata, okay, inside the smart contract, which we'll talk about here in a minute. Now, one of the easiest low-cost ways is to use a point-and-click website like Pinata Cloud to host your NFT artwork on IPFS. So they even advertise themselves as a home for NFT media. Basically, you can just, upload it to that, and then it's really easy to configure that way. And most places can do it for totally free, but you can also do low-cost pricing for more advanced use cases. And you can even see it's trusted by some of the biggest names in the industry, like Yuga Labs, who just did that Bored Ape Yacht Club land drop that I was talking about that made $320 million. All right, so the next thing that you need once you've got the artwork and you've put it on IPFS is you need some smart contracts themselves, okay? So the smart contract is what's responsible for keeping track of, the NFTs, who holds each NFT, and, how much. It also facilitates transferring NFTs. Like anytime you go to a wallet and you say, send my NFT to this or that, or sell it on a marketplace like OpenSea, the smart contract's responsible for that. So a couple quick misconceptions about those smart contracts is there's just one smart contract for the NFT collection itself. So sometimes people think I need to put a smart contract for each individual NFT out there. That's not the case. There's just one smart contract that keeps track of all the NFTs. All right. And so the next thing you need is your smart contract to be able to actually do the minting itself. So there's a couple different ways to do this. You can create a special minting smart contract that creates NFTs with a different one, or you can just do the minting on the original NFT smart contract itself. There's plenty of examples of each of these strategies out there in the wild. Okay. So, definitely need to create the smart contract with the Solidity programming language. And the benefit that gives you is that you can deploy that smart contract to any EVM compatible chain. So the vast majority of the top NFT projects are launching on top of Ethereum. So, if you're wanting to join the ranks of people that are doing these multi-million-dollar NFT drops, then that's probably the best shot, is to do it on a chain like Ethereum. But, if you want to launch a smaller project for fun, or, just don't want to pay those gas fees to get on Ethereum, you have different goals in mind, you can do that on chains like Polygon. Okay. Polygon is supported by OpenSea. so that you can get your project automatically listed on OpenSea if you use it on Polygon. We're seeing more chains get supported here as well in the near future. But any other EVM compatible chain is going to work, like Avalanche or, Binance Smart Chain. It doesn't matter. If you do it with Solidity, you have a ton of flexibility. And the next thing you need is the minting website itself. Okay. So this is the website that actually people need to be able to connect their MetaMask and participate in the NFT drop. So what does it need to be able to do? Well, first and foremost, it needs that minting functionality. But it also needs more than that, okay? So you want to advertise your project, talk about it. Remember I said at the beginning of this video, what makes some of these projects successful is they have a story behind them. They have a community, and that's really what you're selling. It's not just the individual picture itself. It's what you're bringing them into, okay? And then, a roadmap about what you're going to be doing in the future. So some future potential here, okay? So your website needs to reflect all that. And the more trust that you can build on this website to make people think that your project's not a complete scam and a rug pull, the better. So you can see some of these projects even have videos, linking a social media account that shows that it's active. Anytime that we have someone with a real human face, that's a lot of times a bonus because they don't think it's just some anonymous project that's going to run off with the money. Anything you can do to build trust, is better. And so for creating this website, if you're a developer already, that's probably one of the easiest parts. And the smart contracts are pretty easy too, because at the end of the day, most NFT smart contracts work about the same. You can just fork an existing NFT project and change some settings and boom, there you go. You've got the smart contracts ready for your, big NFT drop. Okay. Now the website, might have some more customization involved. That's a pretty common skill if you're a developer, or if you're not a developer and you want to hire somebody, that's also a pretty easy thing to hire out for. Like pretty much everything in this entire process can be hired out for. And once you've got that website, you deploy it live to the web. Okay. So one of my big recommendations for this is using Fleek. All right. So Fleek is a way where you can pretty easily deploy your project with a few simple clicks. And they also support IPFS. So if you want to make a truly decentralized website, put it out there in IPFS, Fleek lets you do that as well. All right, so now let's talk about how to market the NFT project. So basically, whatever strategy you take with this, it's going to be good to have some sort of social media presence for your NFT project itself. Okay. And that may be even something you want to start off with before you start coding everything out, so you can get some momentum there first. All right. So basically having some sort of social media presence can help with social proof for your project. So Twitter's the easiest thing to do here. There's so much activity on Twitter with NFTs. Okay. Other than that, like doing some boots on the ground marketing is a really great way to get momentum for your project. And this is something you can kind of grind out to generate that. So part of that's like getting inside of Discord servers and trying to build that community first so that you can launch an NFT project to that community. And then you got a lot of incentives for that community to bring, more people into the community itself. So Discord's a great place to do that. We've also got NFT drop websites. Okay. So like getting listed on these, is a huge opportunity to get exposure for your project. Okay. People go to these websites all the time and say, hey, what's going to launch today? All right. And then finally, you can pour gasoline on some of this stuff with paid advertising. I'm seeing more of this lately with people running Twitter ads for NFTs. So they advertise the minting date and when the project's going to go live, how they can find out about it. At the end of the day, you probably want to have this to link back to some Twitter account with some organic, presence so that there is some social proof there and actually build trust in your project. All right. So that's an overview of how some of these top NFT collections work and how some of these projects are making, millions of dollars off their NFT drops. Okay. Again, this is stuff that can be done by a single developer or a small team with a little bit of collaboration here. So that's exactly what I'm going to show you to do inside the NFT Masterclass on Thursday, May 26th. Okay. Inside, I'm going to show you how to create your own NFT project step by step from start to finish. Everything that you need to know, how to create the smart contracts, the artwork, the website, and marketing. So make sure you hold your spots, link down below. All right. That's all I got for today. As always, smash that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. That really puts these videos out so that more people can learn about blockchain. And, if you just can't wait for that masterclass and you want to get your hands dirty, you're as fast with the technology as I am, you just want to start, taking action now. What can you do? You get on my YouTube homepage. You can find my free courses there. They're like Udemy courses, but they're totally free. And if you like those and you want to take the next step, or hey, maybe you want to take a master shortcut entirely, I can show you become a blockchain master step by step from start to finish over at dappuniversity.com/bootcamp. You have to be an expert to get started today. I've helped people with zero coding experience become real world blockchain developers in a matter of months. So that's all I've got. And until next time, thanks for watching Dapp University.